It's so frustrating. This is supposed to be your brain on crack 69th episode.
Nice!
And it's Christmas! And yet, after almost 3 years, I'm still missing the perfect centerpiece prop that'll allow me to create a real quality Christmas special, you know? For the fans. And also for my Christmas bonus.
I have an idea.
Who are you? I'm you, but from a possible future where you're super rich. Is that why you came here? To tell me that I've finally invented 404Ks? 403Ks, but with an extra K? I'm not allowed to reveal too much lest I alter the timeline, but no. So why are you here then? All the problems you're currently facing can be solved by currying the favor of just one titan of industry. Huh, I had never considered that. Take A Christmas Carol, for example. Sad, probably stupid, definitely poor Bob Cratchit asks for Christmas off because he's weak and doesn't understand the value of a hard day's capitalism. He's so poor, he hopelessly tries to find joy in his family instead of bags of money fashioned into the shape of a busty John Cena. I guess I remember it being like that. What Cratchit is really doing with his selfish request is undermining his boss, the successful and useful for society, Ebenezer Scrooge.
What else can I be?
And sure, initially Scrooge isn't the sweetest sweetheart in the world, but after a couple encounters with a few socialist ghosts and he does donate to charity and give Cratchit a modest raise. But the underlying point here is still that it's up to Scrooge, as in, nothing improves without the direct intervention of a big, strong man with a huge, girthy wallet.
Indeed.
Cratchit and the other poors in town can't just decide to have better lives. The burden of actually bettering society rests on the beautiful, broad shoulders of rich dudes like Scrooge. Okay, but what about when rich people aren't redeemed, like Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life? That's why Santa gave us Jimmy Stewart. He's not rich. He's a man of the people, the little guy, the Italians.
You hear what he said, Mr. Bailey?
What's that?
Jimmy might not be as liquid as Mr. Potter, but the dude owns like 100 houses, and his company is called Building and Loan.
That's a loan.
The guy is pure, uncut capitalism going straight up the nose of Bedford Falls.
Well, then you could swallow it.
Remember, Mr. Potter and Jimmy are the only two people responsible for holding the town together during the Great Depression. They're both industrious capitalist heroes. But the movie makes one of them evil to reinforce that, while, yeah, of course there are bad capitalists out there that would fill our towns with casinos and libraries if given the chance. What actually holds the world together are nice and generous capitalists like Sweet Jimmy.
But
What's more, the movie constantly demonstrates how Jimmy Stewart is actually better at business and money management than Mr. Potter.
One of these days, this bright young man's going to be asking George Bailey for a job.
The only way for Potter to continue to compete with Jim is by stealing money, like a filthy socialist. Huh. That kind of sounds like the plot of yet another beloved Christmas classic. Iron Man 3. Exactly.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Each Iron Man film sets up some sort of confrontation between good weapons developers, like Tony and his dad, and bad weapons developers, like Justin Hammer and Ivan Vanko, but it all comes most directly to a helmet in Iron Man 3. Tony is now a sensitive weapons developer, racked with regret and PTSD. Conversely, the film's antagonist is Aldrich Killian, another brilliant weapons and business boy who is almost as successful, but not nearly as charming.
That lovely lady you woke up with, what was his name?
Both men build these insane weapons of war, but as always, Tony is just that much more talented and possesses the sturdier knack for business, which obviously makes him the default hero. And because this is Marvel, Aldrich is a literal terrorist intent on destroying the world and, by extension, the canvas upon which capitalists paint their masterpieces. Yep, it's no coincidence that December is the month when most businesses finally go into the black after 11 months of running at a loss. It's because all the Bezos of the world see a couple of Christmas trees shining in the corner and decide to become charitable, and more importantly, to kick off a little spending spree.
You billionaire Jeff Bezos.
Well, why? See, in the Richie Rich sequel nobody saw, our titular Richie experiences his own It's a Wonderful Life glimpse into what would happen if he'd never been born.
rich?
And what do you know? The world would be a worse place because some other rich kid would be in charge of fixing everything.
I'm the one who caused your sleigh to crash.
Once again, nobody has more power to change the world for the better, or worse, than the powerful men and small boys literally born into wealth like the rats at the bottom of Scrooge McDuck's money bin. You have really convinced me, ghost of a future where I'm rich, which automatically also means happy. So can you lend me the money I need to do this Christmas special right? No! You're a terrible investment. But I'm you. Yeah, a poor me. Hit me up when you become actually useful, like when you learn a magical skill or something. How the hell am I supposed to learn a magical skill?
Maybe watch a Christmas movie? Feels like that's the theme of this episode.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Dear wealthy but kind Christmas capitalist Ubermensch to whom this concerns, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I said Christmas. I know saying holidays is bad for business, and now that I've established I'm good at capitalism, allow me to wow you further. After watching most Christmas movies, I've determined the one thing that really revs the engines of big-time CEO boss types everywhere is taking magical characters and/or characters in magical situations and transforming them into profitable pet projects. For example, in Nicolas Cage's greatest non-heist film, The Family Man, he experiences yet another It's a Wonderful Life glimpse.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
Where he views his life if he'd forgone an internship at a stocks and bonds store to instead marry the love of his college life and work at a tire store.
Cheddar coming.
But even though he's financially poor in this alternate reality, his mind remains rich with incredible stock and bond knowledge. At one point, Nick drives into the city, meets up with his old boss, and conjures forth a job offer despite having almost literally zero experience stocking or bonding. The boss is drawn to this apparently magically gifted goober because he can almost certainly make his company money.
You're a man who prides himself in finding talent in unusual places.
Nick ultimately decides not to take the job because he mistakenly believes love is more important. When he returns to his real life, he meets up with Tia Leone to try and marry her for real, but it's not like he's not rich now. He's still got the money he's already made. It's not like he has to go back and work at a tire store.
Check it, bust it.
If they did end up married, he'd also end up with all the money that Tia made since she became a fancy lawyer instead of a stay-at-home mom.
She tries real hard.
The difference now is Nick also has a wonderful disposition that allows him to steal the hearts of everybody he encounters on his path to understanding.
I sing to you.
Oops, looks like it's another heist film after all. Pretty much the same thing happens in Big when Tom Hanks and his magically embiggened junk boost toy sales for his boss by utilizing all of his childlike whimsy and insight. Even better, he's quickly promoted to first string on the interdepartmental big-ass piano team. And yet the clearest and weirdest example is found in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
A water pistol and shoots jelly.
Throughout the movie, pretty much everybody thinks Rudolph a weird, rhino-phimid idiot until twist! It turns out his birth defect can be co-opted to increase productivity for Santa's business.
I'm rich.
Without Rudolph's big-ass shiny nose, the toys wouldn't get delivered on time, and deadlines would be missed. When Rudolph was just a unique magical oddity, there was no reason for him to exist at all, but now, Rudolph is a hero that'll go down in history.
I knew that nose would be useful someday. I knew it all along.
All because they found a way to profit off his physical imperfections. Oh, actually, the actual weirdest example is in Miracle on 34th Street, where the real Santa Claus gets hired by Macy's to sell shit. And he's so good at his job, he literally creates an army of loyal Macy's customers.
Where did you get such a lovely outfit?
Here at Macy's, we get 10% off.
It's a movie about a magical being of unknown power deciding the best way to use his time is by boosting the valuation of a real-life department store.
Have I done something wrong? Oh, no.
And that's what I want to be for you. A Christmas-themed magical being of supernatural capitalist usefulness. To that end, I've spent the past 3 days becoming preternaturally gifted in tile creation for Snapchat. I'm so damn good at making Snapchat tiles, it's insane. Your CTR will go through the roof so hard, I promise you that. Watch times, those will increase. The Snap One drop-off is gonna be tight. So write me back at the return address and let's make some money. 'Tis the season. Love, Dr. Jordan Breeden.
Hi, I'm Roger. And I must say, your offer to make me a lot of money really moved me to embrace kindness this Christmas Eve. I intend to bestow upon you an incredible Christmas prop to make this, the current episode that's already at least 2/3 finished, the best Christmas special ever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, slow it down. Let me watch.
That's amazing. As long as it's exactly what I want. Again, I've watched a lot of Christmas movies, and the one thing that consistently ruins everybody's lives, sometimes for decades, is receiving the wrong Christmas present. For example, each of the Santa Claus movies, the ones starring cocaine rat Santa, involve at least one subplot where somebody's life is dramatically improved after finally receiving some specific niche gift that they've wanted for most of their lives. Like, the whole reason Neil apparently became a therapist is to deal with his own personal trauma of never receiving a weenie whistle.
No weenie whistle. And that's when I stopped believing.
You were 3?
While Scott's ex-wife receiving a mystery date game causes her to weep openly like her dead dog came back to life. In the second movie, Santa giving the woman from Lost a specific doll she'd wanted from childhood,
It's baby doll,
finally lets him seal the deal and make it a white Christmas all over her sweater.
That's what I was gonna say.
If you know what I mean.
I really hope I don't.
That's fine. Let's talk Jingle All the Way. The movie centers on 2 adult men acquiring one specific toy for their respective progeny. The ending is considered happy because even though Sinbad goes to literal jail, it's all good because his kid gets the Turbo Man toy for Christmas. That's what every kid actually wants on Christmas, not their family or their dad. Turbo Man. Part man, all turbo. It's Turbo Man.
The rumors are true.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Or how about A Christmas Story? Ralphie's life is complete shit until he gets a hold of that Red Ryder BB gun. He spends the entire movie trying to get the thing, even as everybody else thwarts his attempts, and yet his otherwise mediocre life completely turns around once his dad grants him the greatest desire of his son's stupid heart. Hell, even as an adult decades later, Ralphie reminisces that it was the greatest Christmas present he had ever received. Forget Jesus.
A bona fide golly turkey-carnus freak.
The implication here is that his life would have gone much worse if he'd only got the bunny suit and no gun. He'd probably end up a sad, overworked creative or something.
I don't know if that's the takeaway.
It is if you believe hard enough.
Right. Well, here's your present.
Kong? I already have a Kong. What does this not ape have to do with Christmas anyway? This won't make for a good Christmas special episode. This won't make for a good anything. You can forget about paying me at best 1/10 of the actual value of my magic Snapchat powers.
I've been Roger, by the way.
What is even the point of all this? What's the point of pleasing bosses or making money or acquiring shit or playing the game? If I make 1 million more videos, will that make me happy? If this video gets 1 million views, will that make me happy? If NordVPN sponsors this video for $1 million, will that make being shit on by endless weirdos on the internet worth it? Would the world be any different if I'd never been born? Or more importantly, if I'd never made a cracked video? Would anybody care except the, handful of board directors or whatever that are a couple of $1 million a year poorer? Because to be clear, Kong, We're a pretty profitable video operation at a time when not a lot of people are. What I need is a glimpse, like in It's a Wonderful Life glimpse, you know? Just so I can have some clarity. So I can know what sort of content strategies to pursue in the future. Maybe if I jumped off of that. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, shit.
No, fuck! Stupid Italian bitch.
I died?
Did you actually jump? You were talking for so long, I didn't think you were gonna do it. I guess I kind of dropped the ball being your guardian angel, huh?
But did anything change? Does my life matter? How many views does the video have?
Who knows, dude? Your wife and kids and friends are all sad that you died. More people than you could have ever dreamed watch your stupid videos, and you were able to provide for your family without ever getting a real job. What more meaning could you possibly need?
Huh. Never, thought about that. Hey, if I'm dead, does that make this a series finale? Is your brain on crack, Dad?
Not sure. Seems like a distinct possibility. There's a new year coming, and there might be a lot of things changing. Who's to say? Merry Christmas.
Hey, why am I solid and, like, corporeal, and you're still like a force ghost or something?
Well, technically I'm in a trial period, and I can't imagine me letting you die is gonna speed any of that process up, so...
Oh yeah, I wish I was not dead.
Dude, I hear you. Me too. For sure. Absolutely. For real. No cap on God. Wrong. Audio, I assume, is rolling.
Yeah.
Scene one, take one.
Alright, I feel like it should be sort of to the side. Are we good?
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy's super dead. Is this me? Can't get both. Is that piss? I don't know. I mean, how should I? Alright, I'll just do it. Oh man, this guy's dead. Is this my chart? Oh, good, you're here. The results just got back. My name is Dr. Jordan Chapman Breeding, and my mom says my middle name comes from Johnny Chapman, aka Johnny Appleseed, but honestly, I prefer grapes. You're part of the first ever episode of Your Brain on Cracked, the medical drama where I diagnose movie problems to distract from my personal issues, and the only show on Cracked. Today, I diagnose